Good afternoon again, everybody. It's Rebecca from Libra Lights. Slurping my tea. What have you all been up to? Oh no, I can't move my laptop because in a bit you're going to get something come up on the screen here because I have been doing some amazing stuff with Canva. You will see it in a bit. And what are you all doing? I've just been dancing to Donna Summer's Hot Stuff whilst dipping my Jaffa cakes in my tea. Can anybody beat that? Probably not. Okay, so this isn't a reading. This is me talking to you about my next online course that's starting December the 8th. Just wait till a few people join. Now, maybe you're watching this on replay. So as usual, can you put #replay in the comments just so I know who's watching and more people will get to see it? That would be really helpful. Thanks, guys. So I do run online courses regularly. I tend to always have an online course going on, and they're ran on Wednesday evenings. Now, every Wednesday evening, I'm normally running an online course. So at the moment, we're on week 4 of my Starseed course. And I tend to only do 2 courses. So there's my Starseed course. And then the other course I do is all about lighting up your spiritual side, which is running from December the 8th. And then when that one finishes, I'll go back to doing my Starseed course. So the next time you can jump on my Starseed course would be, I think it's the end of January next year. So I am thinking about bringing other courses in next year. But at the moment, I just run those 2. So I thought I'd tell you about the next course that's coming up, which starts on December the 8th. So you can find out more about it, find out how long it is, what we cover, and the different packages that I've put together for it. So if you're thinking of signing up to any of my courses, just giving you a bit more information, really. So let's start off with who is it for, really, this Light Up Your Spiritual Side course? Who should sign up for it? So once I've sorted my hair out, it's really good for those that are brand new to spirituality. So really for those people who are starting to think, is there more to life than just this life? Starting to maybe want to tune into their intuition, starting to maybe want to connect with spirit guides, those at the beginning of their journey, really. And it's good for those type of people because when you start looking into spirituality, you can go down so many rabbit holes to find out what you actually want to kind of focus on. This course gives you a good taste of the different streams of spirituality each week. So then when the course finishes, you can think, oh, which week did I enjoy the most? And then go off and explore that further. So I will be talking about what's in each week in a minute. So the course is really good for complete beginners to spirituality. So if you want to start looking at tarot cards, crystals, but the basics, it's like the introduction to all those subjects. Or maybe you were a spiritual person and then you've had a break for a few years and you want to come back into it. So kind of a refresher to get you going again. So that's who the course is good for. So this is where I show you my fancy Canva work. Are you ready to be impressed? So which one are we getting up first? We're looking at the weeks. So what do we cover each week? There you go. Look at that. Come on. I want some kudos for that. How cool is that? So on it's my right. On my left, you will see what we cover each week. So I've added a week actually. So I've made it 7 weeks this time round. It was 6 weeks. And the reason I've added a week is it's the week 1 that I've added, which is connecting with your intuition and protecting yourself. just because I think that's really important when you start getting into spirituality and start wanting to connect with spirit guides and things like that. I think it's important that we protect ourselves. So in week 1, I'll be talking to you about using the armor of God to protect ourselves, about using sage to clear energies, all that type of stuff, but also how can you connect with your intuition? Because a lot of people ask me, how can I listen to my internal voice and how can I listen to my gut more? So we'll cover that in week 1. And then week 2 is kind of a meet your spirit guides. So this course, as I've said, is for those that are new to spirituality and maybe you haven't yet met your spirit guides. So in week 2, we do a meditation that I send you to do at home prior to this class, where you will be guided to meet your spirit guide. And then in class, we all discuss how we got on with that meditation. And I tell you about my journey with my spirit guides who are up there on my painting. So my main one's Metatron. I've got 2 Pleiadian twin guides. I've got a wizard guide and I've got an animal spirit guide, which is a white tiger. So the idea is that you in week 2, I remember you telling me when we did the reading that yours hadn't come through and they still haven't. Wow. So just to clarify there, they will have been with you since you were born. It's just the fact that it's timing in terms of them showing themselves to you and you noticing who they are and what they look like, just so you know that. And on this course, some people in week 2 don't meet their spirit guides, they don't come through, but I tell them to just connect with the energy, the colours, the feelings that they get. And then eventually, if you keep on doing my meditation, they will come through. And then in week 3, I ask everybody as homework to go and download a free astrological birth chart. Have a good read through it. It's about 30 pages. Highlight the bits that were dead interesting to you. And again, we share when we're in class what everybody got. You also find out information such as what's your moon and your rising star, because I only ever knew about my sun sign. Sorry, not star, sign. My sun sign was Libra. I didn't know my moon was Taurus and my rising was Scorpio. And when I read about what that meant for myself, it was crazy, like a massive eye opener. And that's all of the other interesting stuff on there, like stuff like I'm trying to remember without getting it out. Venus is in my 10th house or something like that, where Black Lilith falls in your birth chart. We look at all of that. The north nodes, your south nodes, where everything falls in your birth chart, which is a kind of picture of where all the planets and all the stars were on the day you were born. It's really, really interesting. And actually, most people say that's their favorite week, the astrology and birth chart week. Week 4, we do a very basic introduction to tarot. And this time round, I'm very excited to announce that we have a guest speaker for week 4, which is the wonderful Kaylee, who I do my Thursday night lives with, which is part of Soul Collective. You'll know who I'm talking about. So for this week, which falls, and she's going to be doing the first class of 2022. Brilliant. She's going to be hosting this class and talking to you about tarot. And then if tarot week's your favourite week, Kaylee does she is starting a full-on tarot course, so you could decide that you want to go off and do that with Kaylee. And then another guest speaker for week 5, which is the wonderful Sharon from Spark Up Your Light on Instagram. And she's going to come in and talk to you about the very basics of crystals. And when I talk to you about my pricing packages in a minute, some packages have got a set of tarot cards in. I'm going to talk more about these in a bit. And a chakra crystal set that Sharon's put together, and it's amazing. And you'll see that in the next picture that I'm going to put up in a minute. But you get an at-home meditation to do with your chakra crystals, placing the chakra crystals next to your chakras as you're meditating and getting them to start healing you. And then in class, we discuss how we got on with that meditation. And Sharon talks to you about the basics of looking after crystals. So clearing them, programming them, how to put them out in the moon, what the sunlight does to them and all that kind of stuff. That's another brilliant week. Week 6, we talk about star seeds, because if you're starting to look into spirituality, you will have heard this term being bandied about. And sometimes people are like, what is a star seed? And am I a star seed? So I cover the basics of that. Again, you get a star seed meditation to do at home. And again, if that's your favorite week, you can then go on to do the second course that I run on star seeds. And then week 7, pendulums, was a new week that I added last time we did the course. Everyone loved this week. This was more of a workshop session. So in the crystal package that Sharon does, you get a pendulum. And we actually, so the homework is to do a little attunement of the pendulum to yourself. You get an attunement prayer to do. Then you come to the session with your pendulum and your paper and your pen, and we do a workshop, and we program our crystals to our yeses and our nos. We have our crystals going around different images that we draw, so arrows, just programming them in which ways they can turn. And then we actually go in and ask questions with our pendulums. So by the end of that session, you'll have attuned your pendulum and programmed your pendulum to work with you. And from then on, you can have that as a tool that you use going forward. Yeah, I love the topics that I've come up with here. And I'm sure, next year I'll be adding weeks on, because other topics will come up. Like I've added the intuition and protection week for week 1. And I'm sure this will turn into a monster of a course next year. It's getting bigger every time I do it. So next, what else do you get? So I've done another Canva image here, which I'm very proud of. Let me show you. There we go. Look, it's changed. Amazing. I'm getting overly excited about this. So you get in with this course 10.5 hours of live group sessions with me and the other people who join. So you kind of build up a little tribe as well. And I know that the people who do the course together often go on to remain friends, and you're building up your spiritual tribe. You get, at the beginning of each session, I always do 10 to 15 minutes of vibration raising exercises, and I teach you why I do that around the map of consciousness and Dr. David Atkins. And you get to keep those for life. So after the course is finished, if you're having a day where you're feeling a bit rubbish, you can go back and access those 7 vibration raising exercises that you have on video, and you have a document that describes them all. You get a meditation each week, a recorded meditation on YouTube with a video on, with me doing the meditation. And again, you can keep those for life and repeat as often as you want to. After each class finishes, I send an email out with a recording of the session. So if you can't make it one night, it's not a problem. You just watch the recording. Again, you get to keep that recording for life. You get a document with what we have covered in the session to keep for life. You get the recordings of the class. You get a signed certificate sent to you when you finish the class, and you also get added to a Facebook group if you want to. If you're on Facebook, I don't know why I'm saying that, because if you're watching this video, you obviously are. So you have a little community that you can rely on for 7 weeks, where you can discuss the class topics. If you're struggling with anything, get help in there. And then, so I talked about this time as well, which is different to last time. I've created 3 different packages, because you may already have your own chakra crystals. You may already have a tarot deck. So you may just want to go with the moon package. Look at that. I love doing Canva stuff. So if you've got everything, or you might want to go and buy your chakra crystals at yourself and go and find a tarot deck that resonates with yourself, then you'd go with the moon package. And early bird pricing, which does end tonight at midnight. So if you want to take advantage of the early bird pricing, you need to book before midnight tonight, is £105. And that is for the course only. So 7 weeks of the course, your meditations, your vibration raising exercises, all that stuff that I just mentioned. And then I've created 2 packages now with everything in it. So the Sun package has got the course, the Magical Nordic Tarot, which I'm going to tell you more about in a minute. So these get posted out to you once you book. The amazing Chakra Crystal set by Sharon, which again I'm going to show you more of in a minute. That's early bird pricing 150. And then the Star package is all of that, but then you get an energy reading with me, a 1-to-1 via Zoom, 45 minutes energy reading. So there's 3 different packages, and that's £180 early bird pricing. Now, the crystal set is amazing. Let me tell you about this. So Sharon put this together. And again, it's different this time around that we've done it. Everything seems to improve every time we do the course. Because last time, the chakra set was just crystals. But what she's done is incorporated the pendulum into the chakra crystal set. So you don't have to buy an additional pendulum. And she's incorporated that beautiful bracelet, the tiger's eye bracelet that you can see there, into the chakra set. And she's also including this time round a selenite wand, which is great for supercharging your crystals, basically. So in the Sun and the Star packages, you get this amazing chakra crystal set. So each crystal is for one of your chakras. And you can see on the image there, so the red jasper pendulum, which we use in Pendulum Week, is for your root. The rough carnelian's for your sacral chakra. The tiger's eye is for your solar plexus. And I thought this was a brilliant idea, because when I send you the chakra meditation with the crystals next to each chakra, you can just place your wrist on your solar plexus while you're meditating. So I was well impressed with Sharon doing that. The malachite stone is for your, crystal is for your heart. The lapis lazuli in the pyramid shape for your throat is amazing, because that is what shape is associated with your throat. Amethyst cluster for your third eye, the clear quartz for your crown, and the selenite to keep them all charged. Now, on top of all that, Sharon is also Reiki trained, and she Reiki charges this chakra set for you. So when you purchase, you then have to send an email to Sharon with your date of birth on and your full name, so she can Reiki charge them before going out. So that's part of the package as well. And then the tarot deck. So this, I think, is a fantastic deck for beginners. So if you're just starting to look into tarot, I have it here. I bought it for myself for when I was just getting back into doing readings this year, because it had been a while. And it's got a kind of Nordic theme, so very Viking-y type themed cards. So if you're into all that stuff, these are amazing. So, and each card relates to a particular like Viking god. I'll read you one of them out in a minute. There's a one that I love, which I bet will take me ages to get to. It's the one where the women are weaving. And for some reason, that's cards coming to me now. So maybe I'll get a message. Come on, where are you? It's going to be right at the bottom. The death card is cool as well. Look at that. I just love that. Where are the women weaving? I told you. Hey, Samantha. Right, come on. Who knows this deck? Oh, there it is. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So it tells you about Nordic myths. So these are 3 women in a Nordic. I'll get the book out and read it because I'm shit at explaining things. But they basically weaved people's lives and your fate. Let me get the book, because I think this is relevant for people who want to sign up. Wheel of Fortune's all about, and those butterflies, is Lorna on? Those were the butterflies that I saw in your Akashic record reading yesterday, Lorna. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune's all about fate. And when the wheel turns, massive change is coming in your life. So maybe that's relating to anybody who wants to sign up to the course. It's going to be big change. It's going to open up all of these different avenues of learning for you, and you can decide which one you want to delve into deeper. So if you look at that, according to the myth, the names of the three women were, I'm going to have to turn it around because I can't read it. Erd, Verdandi, and Skuld, roughly translating to past, present, and future in Old Norse. So how interesting is that? So the names of the three women were Erd, Verdandi, and Skuld, roughly translating to past, present, and future in Old Norse. So the myth was that these women sit around a well and weave in unison. And this reminds me of what Alison and Tina and all those guys do. They do weaving, don't they, while they're doing the lives, which is amazing, with the hands. I wish I could do that. And they change contracts and things, don't they? They would determine people's fates. They were known as the Norns by weaving them into tapestry. Each thread was thought to represent a human life. The tree of life, symbolizing growth, stands tall behind them, while butterflies, synonymous with transformation, can be seen flying around in the background carrying messages of hope. But I love these cards because they're so good for beginners, because they have words at the bottom, so they help you to remember. And they're very simple. But I love them because I'm into all the Viking stuff. I'm pretty sure I was a Viking in a past life. So I love this deck. So yeah, that's what you get. So just as a reminder, there's the Moon package, which is just the course. There's the Sun package, which is the course, the tarot deck, the crystals, and then there's the Star package, which is all of that, but then a reading with me as well. So I'm really excited about doing it this time round, because we've got these packages, because we've got these crystal chakra sets, because we've got another guest speaker, the marvelous Kaylee, doing Tarot Week for me. It's just like a collective effort, and everybody who does this course goes away a different person. They've kind of opened something up in themselves, and they've decided which week they love best, and they've gone off and decided to learn more about it. So that's Light Up Your Spiritual Side. A bit closer to the time, I'll come on and talk to you about my Starseed course, which is running again end of January, and what's in that. But I thought it would be good just to come on and tell you more about it and give you a reminder that early bird pricing ends tonight at midnight. After that, the prices are going to be going up. So a chance to get it at a really good cost. All right, I think that's it. Unless anybody has any questions on anything, I'm going to go back to eating my Jaffa cakes and dancing to Donna's Summer and Hot Stuff in the kitchen. You've got to do things like that when we're in these really heavy energies leading up to this full moon and partial lunar eclipse on Friday. It's getting pretty heavy out there. You need to go and dance to music and eat chocolate, basically. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Thank you to those that have watched with me. Child has just come in. We'll catch up on replay. Sounds like a fab course. I'm nearly done now anyway, Anne, but thank you for joining, everybody. And when am I back? Oh, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock on Instagram. I'm going to talk about how we can deprogram ourselves. Because I had a kind of a realization this week on what programs are running within me. And the main one is thinking that I have to be consistent to be successful. That's a program that I'm currently deprogramming. So a good chat about that on Instagram Live at 9 a.m. tomorrow. If you can't make it, it will be recorded and it will go into my IGTV. So you can just watch it whenever you want, really. Okay. See you all tomorrow and enjoy the rest of your day.